Good morning, everybody. Mr. Tim's here, doing a video on the Easy Drain drainage system. Going to do a spot in my yard that is collects water right kind of where I drive, and just stays wet, and I walk to my barn. So this is a perforated pipe that's packed with the kind of styrofoam peanuts, but they're very durable. They're supposed to last a very long time, and then encased in a mesh. Basically takes the place of perforated pipe and gravel, and you can see the little slots in there, then inside the peanuts, and then the mesh encased. And so what I'm doing today is, I'll show you, I've already started here. You see this area here, up in here, I got my nasty glove on there, so there's a dog. It stays really dry. I mean, it stays really wet, where the hill up there is dry, but this area, it's low and it slopes down this way and it runs down that way, but for some reason it wants to hang right there, right where I have those lines. And those are my planting lines. I just took some spray paint and just planned out my path. So you can see my sidewalk here, and then out there's my barn, and so I'm constantly walking out there, and it just gets really muddy. So I let it dry out a little bit, because we finally had a period where it didn't have any rain here in the winter in North Carolina, and started this project. So I already have a French drain system in that I put in when I put this sidewalk in, kind of collecting this, and so it's already underground, and it actually runs from up there too, and it collects the runoff from this sidewalk, and so that's why I have that catch basin right there, and then the downspouts spill it into it. And so it runs under the line here, comes back over there, runs. I've already uncovered it. It's probably a little shallow, but I had to do that for grade. And then it runs back over yonder, and there's a pop-up in the flower bed over there. So my plan is, alright, so the plan is, I've exposed this. I've got a T connector here. I'm going to cut this line, put it in line. I'm going to connect a piece of kind of normal pipe over there to that, run it up to where I start to get a little grade through here, and then get it up into the really past where I stopped up there initially is where I really want the drainage. So a few feet with the normal line, I'll be able to hit some grade so I don't create a low spot in my pipe, and then I'll be able to run this kind of up the hill. I apologize, he's having fun. You can't really tell. Speaking of tail, he'll get that tail eventually. You can't tell that there's much of a grade there, but there is, and so I'll be able to run that up, bury it down. So the manufacturer of this pipe says a minimum of 4 inches of dirt on top, 6 if it's sandy, 4 if it's clay, 12 inches if you're going to have light traffic on it. So my goal here is to get this with at least around 12 inches of dirt on top of it, because I do have a drive gate right back here, and I do drive my boat and take it up to the yard and swing it back and then park it behind the barn back there. So if I do get a little far over there, I don't want to be crushing the pipe. I want enough dirt on top of it to keep it from crushing it. So that's my plan. So like I said, I came out, I designated what I thought that were the low points and the problem points. You can see where the grass doesn't grow. I've got centipede over there, and it doesn't reach over into this area, but because it stays wet and it kills it. So centipede needs well-drained soil. So that's another reason I'm trying to get centipede growing in here. So you can see the grass change, and that kind of outlines where I need more drainage with this kind of winter grass that grows. So I marked it out, measured it off, went and got it. The Easy Flow pipe is pretty expensive, but you don't have to get gravel, and it's literally just dig a trench the width of a shovel and place it in the ground at the appropriate depth and connect it, and that's it. So Um, so that's my plan here, and we'll see if we can get it going. There's a wire I've got. I exposed that. I knew that was there because I put it there. It's running out to my barn. So you got to watch for that. Contact your utilities if you don't know where your stuff is. If you're a jackleg like me and you do jackleg stuff like that, you know where all those things are. So we'll get going, and I'll show you more later. Oh, one more thing I did want to say is, you can see here I made a raw ball. I actually just came with a flat shovel, outlined where I wanted to cut, and came in and just scraped up and rolled up all my grass. So I'm going to try to save some of the grass there, because there is centipede in here, especially back here. You can see I got a good patch there. I actually have a piece of it in there, so I'll be able to take that sod and lay it back over top of it, and that'll help with the erosion and the grass control. I might plant some rye around it just to hold the dirt. The manufacturer does say put a little crown on top of where you put the pipe in, because they call it a saddle. So I guess so it won't settle too bad down and make a dip, a trench. That would be bad. So all right, so I've been doing a little digging, and what I did is I went ahead and connected the pipe to where I'd like to have it stop over there, and got my length. So I don't have the depth I need yet, but I was just making sure I didn't dig more length than I needed. So I ran it all the way up here. I had 5 pieces. It's about $5 a foot. So expect to pay more than just a regular pipe. So had that able to stop there, and so got it all laid out. Now I can see my problem here is when they graded the yard, they pushed all the topsoil off, and I got a very thin layer of topsoil versus the rest of the yard up there in the hill. There's probably a good foot or more before you get to the clay. And here I can see I've got 6-8 inches in some places before I get to the clay, and then it's a low spot. So those two things combined is making the water stand here. So no worries, we'll get it connected up and get it shipped down here. So got my length right. Now I'm going to get my grubbing hoe out, dig down a little deeper. I'll work on getting that T connector in here, and then I've got a short piece to put in between these two things. That's why I got that guy over there. So more digging, and we'll get back to it. All right, so this is next day, because I had to stop and go to a little kid's birthday party. No big deal. So I've got my pipe in the trench here. I've got it connected down here. I put a little duct tape on the connection there. Just not that the connector needed it to stay firm. I just saw a couple little slits in there and didn't want silt to be getting in there, so I just sealed them up at each of the connectors. So I've got these here. I've removed the packaging labels from the outside because it's not permeable. Up here where there's more chance of getting traffic, I got down to about 2 feet. So that will be kind of what they suggest, having at least 12 inches on top of the pipe to cover that up, to make sure you don't crush your pipe. So not that I'm going to try to drive on it, but unfortunately, so I came back with a level and ran down the grade, made sure there was no rises in there. I did find a couple of rises and leveled them out. I just used that 4 foot level over there and worked down it on my hands and knees. There's my wire that I've got. So I'll come down to here, and unfortunately I'm only going to have about 4 inches on top of that, but that's okay because I have to match up to my existing pipe there. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel on that or redo that, since it's already running out that way and well established. So I just need to wire that in and then connect it up, and get that done now. All right, I got this. I got my T in there. This was just coming in at a weird angle, so it's in there good. It's locked in, but I just went ahead and sealed it with duct tape. And then this junction here, I did the same thing, so it wouldn't get any silt in it. This is all running downgrade. This part was running a little bit level. which is, it's okay because it gets to here and then it slopes out and it runs down, so it'll drain. And I'd rather it sit here in solid pipe than, you know, than have no grade over here where it's collecting. So I'm gonna start filling her all in now, and I'll get back with you. Okay, so I've got all the dirt back in and packed it down, leveled it out. Looks pretty good. I'm going to come back and loosen it up, put a little ryegrass on it to hold the dirt in place. I did not put the sod back because it was just going to be clunky and hard to get to just get it all level, and I'd rather have it level. So I took it off and put that sod in a other place where I had some bald spots. So that's that. This is what I did to level it out. I got an old pallet, put it behind the old John Deere, and just really used it as a pan. Some people, you know, use a chain link fence or something like that to grade it. This is all I had, but it worked great as a pan. It kind of smoothed everything out there. I left a little bit of crest on here, and I also packed it down with my tractor as well. The first initial layers I packed just by standing on it, and then I got a little more aggressive, but I'm gonna get some straw on it now. All right, I went back and kind of loosened it up, put a little seed down. I'm gonna put some straw, and we'll call it done here in a minute. I did have a little low spot back over here. I dragged some over, and I'm gonna get a little bit more seed on it, then straw it, and that'll be done. All right, this is already the next day after I got this complete, and I didn't get the seed down in time. I didn't have enough seed. I was going to buy some more, and it just started raining. So, it's got a totally different look now. It's wet, which is good. Kind of working the dirt down, popping the grass up here. All right, this has been, gosh, a solid month since we did the drainage. You can see my rise in there. The dog has gotten bigger. So, I've been very, very happy with the way this turned out. This area is bone dry now. It's even pulling some of the moisture from this area. It's pulling it back into here, and so everything is done real well. So mission achieved there, and we got grass going in to keep the dirt from running off, and I've kind of solved my problems of water between here and walking through there. So if you've got any questions or comments on how this turned out, how this project worked out for me, and how I did it, hit me up, and remember to subscribe to my videos. Thanks, y'all.